Hi, I'm Kathleen.
And I'm Charlene.
I'm the daughter.
And I'm the mother, Ma.
And we're here again this week. Our subject includes what you have coined the term of...
Yes, the Domingo start.
The Domingo start, because in order to start anything, you have to have a really good start in the note.
Right, and the whole thing got started because when you see Domingo...
We're talking about Placido
Domingo,
tenor.
who everyone has seen, whether it's the three tenors or any place. There is such energy and such beginning to him, to everything he does. I'll never forget when we were in Vienna that time with Alan. We saw the Valkyrie. We had to stand all day to get tickets. Standing room, wasn't it?
Yeah,
even, I think. In that back area. The music starts and it's all exciting and everything, but he runs on stage and man, just that running on stage is like, pow, he's there, you know, he's absolutely there. And he's so within, completely within what he's doing, which is what you have to be when you start anything. You can't just go and say, you know, I mean, you've got to be really within it. I sure can't. That's for sure.
Somebody stepped on my toe.
Funny thing I saw just lately on the PBS, and support public radio and broadcasting, and boy, what a great thing that is. But he was doing a concert, I think, in Vienna, outside with Anna Netrebko and I think Juan Diego Flores, maybe. And anyway, they were doing the
that was on TV, and where was I? Singing or something?
I don't know. So they were doing the Merry Widow, and Domingo was so, you know, into his part and everything. And she was very pregnant, so she had this huge, huge dress on. And, you know, if you didn't know she was pregnant, maybe you wouldn't know. And so she just kind of standing there, and he's leaned over and started to take her arm like that. And she kind of was so surprised, she drew back like this, you know. It was really funny, and I thought, okay, there's that Domingo. He's so into his part, even though he's just standing in front of an orchestra and just... singing like that, but he's so completely
had such a long career.
Yeah, but the whole anyway, we talk about the Domingo start, and every time, whether you're playing an instrument or singing. Or conducting, whatever it is, or standing on that stage in the opera, if you don't have that Domingo start, you've lost it right away.
Well, I think it's also something that not a lot of people teach in school. Okay.
No, they don't.
I certainly did not learn that from any of my training. I think it's mainly you that talked about that. The other big thing you talked about was digging into the notes.
Yeah.
Which is along with that, because you have
to... That's the same idea.
Yeah, it's the same idea, but like when you're singing a phrase, you can dig into the second, third, fourth notes or whatever. I have stuff in my throat. Hey, so I'm not getting a good start. But you can dig into your notes, but you still have to have the first good.
Yes, and usually when you have the good beginning, the rest of it follows through. I mean, if you're going to play, you get all set and you're into it before you start playing. Yeah. Or like we saw James Levine the other day, he was into that conducting with his breath and everything before he started even. And sometimes conductors, you know, they get up there and they're not. I mean, you just can tell. They're
with singers, you have to do that because you have to take a breath. But at the same token, you could just go, you know, without doing a
preparation
into it.
A real preparation for it. That's really what it is. And at the same point, the ending is also important. I mean, you can. We never call it a Domingo ending, but you know, it's the same idea.
Yeah, you always bring that up because you always talk about how they're just dying off.
Yeah, they're just left, and it doesn't really
end something that a lot of people
the phrase or end the sentence and whatever it is you're trying to do. That makes a big difference in
well, that's how you can tell,
like
if you're in a competition, a vocal competition, or even I suppose a playing competition. They say that you can tell, or an audition too, if a person is good or not just on one phrase. And it's true, because if they start it immediately and do just one phrase of like that, then yes, they get it.
Not just starting it, it has to be completely in it.
fine, but I didn't mean that.
Okay.
But you got to start it. I mean, because if you don't start it on the very first note, and you do it like midway through the song, which is something I've had problems with throughout the years. I think I'm tons better now.
Yeah.
I think I can get into the. I mean, I was just doing that. We were practicing because I coached with her, and I thought I was doing that.
You were, yeah. But that also brought up the idea of the ending, how you have to fill out the note, but you have to end it nicely, roundly. You just can't, boom, like on a violin, you can't just go pow. You still have to
Well, I think it's a holding of the energy because, like in singing, I notice that, and I try to do that in my performing too, even no matter what the weird setting is that I'm singing in, to do that and not just go, okay, I'm done. Even if there's a little bit of music playing after me, you got to keep that energy up and still moving out.
Right. I remember it. I can't remember who this singer was. This woman that was from Frankfurt, and she sang as a benefit with our chorus in Frankfurt. She's so well known. Yeah.
Oh, with the Frankfurt Opera.
No,
she's. Is this where you said she went into her?
Yes, she turned around, and I don't know if we were doing Schubert something. I don't know, but anyway, she was talking.
That's that choir you were singing?
Yeah, she was talking like I suppose with the choir director or something. And we were ready to start, and 1 minute she was this way, and then she turned around and it's like her whole body, everything just went into this energy. And it was just gorgeous. She started, and that's really the first time it really hit me like that. I mean, I know it, but still, I guess, because I saw her standing there talking and all that, and then she turned around.
You saw it before and after.
Yes, that's really what it is, just all of a sudden, like this. She was so completely in that music. Yeah. Just completely, and started singing it.
You can't perform unless you're like...
No, I know it.
I mean, there's no sense in being, well, at least for a professional, there's no sense in doing it all the way. I mean, what's the point of doing it?
And you see a lot of recitalists that don't really get into it a lot like that, I think, too.
Right, like...
Singing. I mean...
Singing?
Well... I'm just thinking of things I used to go to in Frankfurt. Some were better than others, and some of them didn't seem to really get into the character or whatever you call it right away. Maybe they did after a bit, but they didn't do it right away. And of course, that's something you have to practice doing.
Well, didn't we see Anna-Sophie von Otter, and she did the Brahms 2 songs? So you didn't like her then?
Well, I didn't like the beginning. Maybe it was the songs she did or something, but...
Well,
no, I don't know.
She did that, and I thought she did Schubert.
Well, she did some, other things.
But now you're like a big fan.
Well, yes, I am, and she certainly does that. I haven't seen her in person for a while, but just listening to her on the radio or the records, she certainly does that.
I remember once when I was in Ann Arbor, and several friends of mine, we went to see Jose Van Damme. And it was really weird because it was a small recital hall. It wasn't that huge. It was a small one downtown. Actually, it's not that small. It's where I did that. Now that I remember, I did that show there, El Capitan there, when I did that Princess Margans or whatever part of that was. Anyways, but at the time, it was weird because, okay, I really like him. I've always really liked him, and I had seen him at the Met in the Conte of Man. He was the all the bad guys, and he was really good because he's a really good actor and stuff. And he moves around, and I think they had him using a crutch or something, but he was just really good, and he sings really well. He really has good opening stuff, and his phrasing is wonderful and everything else. But this recital that he did all French stuff. And he didn't speak at all to the audience or anything, but he was incredibly funny, and he was just amazing. And all he did the whole time is he just stood there singing like this.